We have a little inside joke here. If you're here just a second, take a shot, take a drink, or whatever.
Hey, it's Mariah May. You may know me as The Glamour, and you're watching Unpopular Review.
Ooh, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of technical difficulties, but we are back right here. Myself, Venomous Vincent, and we are here to finish talking about some AEW. We get into some news segments with Matt.
Hey, listen, you know what? Hold on. Before we go on here, I really don't want to be fucking rude, but I'm going to. I'm gonna blow the fucking shit right off the fucking butt right now, okay? So first of all, if the person that's fucking running the show, if somebody wants to leave the show, leave the fucking show and exit them out, because that totally fucked us, and now we're gonna start the fuck over. So I'm gonna say one thing to you. If you tell me you're not going to come the fuck on, don't come on the show. Stay the fuck off. Point blank, period. Let's go on with the fucking show.
Well, you're the one leading.
Yeah, I'm fucking leading. I'm fucking pissed right now because now I'm all, oh, God, I hate, Anyways, so let me go back to what I was saying, okay? Adam Cole looked very slow tonight. I really don't understand. I know he needed the W. That's why they made him win. I know he needed the W more than anything. But to make him lose to Malachi, and then at the end, Malachi and him are handshaking and hugging and dancing around the ring. I really don't understand that. I know it's like, oh, you know, hey man, great job. They just broke character. Like they both fucking broke character. And that, to me, you don't do that. Like what? So Malachi's supposed to be this scary fucking guy with a glass eyeball, and now we're supposed to believe, he's so spooky, he's so terrifying. Now he's hugging and dancing with other people. Come on, bro. So and then
I think he's on his way out. I really do.
I think he's on his way back to WWE. Is what I think.
I agree. I think he is.
Yeah. In the meantime, we see Kyle O'Reilly in the trainer's room. Watching on. What do you think that was all
about? Kyle O'Reilly is just somehow he's going to get involved in this Adam Cole thing. I just don't know how, but he watches him or Roderick Strong each and every single week.
Oh well, and afterwards we and here's the thing. Just a second. Not only did we have a long match here, but then now we have story time afterwards with Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is a little too long here to like win and then cut a promo? I mean,
so they're doing that because they can keep it going so they can play the MJF tapings. It's like I said, he taped weeks of material a couple weeks ago, so they had to have him show up one more time. So they played that. That's so they had Adam Cole say that they had him to story time. He has one more match to go, and it's going to end up being Takeshita.
So Adam Cole said in his 16-year career, he's faced the very best, and he thinks Malachi Black is the very best. And then goes on and says that he's one down from winning the victory to face Adam or MJF. But he's talked to Tony Khan, and if Roderick Strong ties it where he wins 3, it's going to be a triple threat match. Roderick Strong, MJF, and Adam Cole at Full Gear. What do we think about this?
I think it'll be all right. It's just I'm still not over how forced this storyline is right now. How the turn, the double turn.
It's hard as fuck, bro.
Yeah, it's hard for me to buy it.
They screwed it when MJF got hurt. Or no, Adam Cole got hurt. I got all screwed up. So I would, to me, if it was me, I would have just left it. I mean, just like they've done it in the past, where like things mess up the storyline. I would have just called it a loss. But I mean, that's just me. I would have called it a loss.
Can't say you're wrong.
We got now we have so then we have a promo with MJF, and he is calling somebody on the phone and says, I need you to pay someone a visit, which later on we'll find out who exactly it is. But on to a Renee Burkett promo with Jay White. Jay White, I don't even think he got 30 seconds in, and Hangman Page just comes and beats the shit out of him. Throws him to the ringside and starts still attacking him. putting his foot in the middle or wedged it in between one of the guardrails. And just as Hangman was going to do some damage, out pops Juice Robinson. This guy, he reminds me of a No Way Jose. You know who that is?
No Way Jose, yes.
Yeah.
He was at the event that you saw.
What was that?
When the one is at Tuffy's not too long ago.
Oh, that's right. He was. He wasn't. And just as Jay White was going to get his return licks in, Hangman hightails it into the crowd. So it's he definitely did not want that. He definitely did not want that from Jay White.
I'm so glad we mentioned this segment, and I'm so glad you talked about hightail it to the crowd because I forgot where they were tonight. And one thing AEW is doing well, I feel like, is they're blocking off the arena a little bit better than they used to, where it was very obvious to see that nobody was there. Now they're moving the stage up a lot, so you only get 25% of the arena because they usually only sell like 25% of the arena, but you can't see it in all the empty space. It makes it more intimate, and I think it's really good. But then I look at the crowd, and I'm like, wow, this looks like an AEW crowd. You know the AEW crowd. You see an AEW crowd. But then as I'm looking around, I see somebody who actually didn't look like they belonged there. And I was thinking, like, was she kidnapped? Was she at the right show? Does she look like she belongs in an AEW show?
Who's that?
I don't know. But she don't look like she belongs there. She don't look like she watches AEW.
Are you talking about the girl in the silver jacket?
Yes, in the gray jacket, the gray blazer. I'm thinking she looks like she might be one of the executives that want to see about Ring of Honor.
You think that's what it is?
No, I'm just thinking that she might have kidnapped her. You know, that's what it was because there was no reason for her to be there.
Well, how do you know she don't want to dress professional? She just wants to have a coat
on. Thank you so much, Mad Dog Kelly. That's why I have you back there, my man, because you live there and you pick up the pieces where we fumble. AEW was in New Hampshire tonight.
New Hampshire, New Jersey.
Just a second. How many people you met in New Hampshire? From New Hampshire? Yeah.
Nobody.
Matt, bring you on real quick. How many people have you met from New Hampshire?
Nobody.
Right. You know why? No. You know why?
No.
Because nobody ever wants to go to New Hampshire, and nobody wants to leave New Hampshire. New Hampshire is like Silent Hill.
So why did AEW go there then?
Because it was probably a new venue or somewhere they haven't been, right?
Well, I understand that they were probably trying to go to Canada, and somehow they got broken down. So they said, we'll just have it here.
Oh, stop it. Stop. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. They're not that bad. Come on.
That's what I think.
Look, let me ask you this question. Hold on. Keep Mad Dog on for a minute. Let me ask you this question. Why is it that when we're either in Orlando or Jacksonville, it's never like that? It's a full house. Like it's never, there's never not seats missing. But when you go to like other towns, they're missing seats. Why is that?
It's a Florida-based company. I mean, obviously, it's the same thing with WWE when they go to Florida. They're Connecticut, but let's face it, their headquarters and performance centers in Florida. So it's the reason why. I mean, you guys down there in Florida are crazy about wrestling. All of them are. Everybody is. Everyone knows Florida's the capital wrestling of the world. Even I know that, and I live in New Jersey. I mean, it's big up here. It started up here, but now it's integrated down to you guys. So
well, sooner or later it's not going to be that way because got some rumblings from the jungle, and I heard from the grapevine that WWE is moving to the west coast of Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's been a rumor for quite some time.
That's been a rumor, but I haven't had confirmation on that. Actually.
Yeah, and honestly, there's been no confirmation, and until Triple H or Shawn Michaels or somebody in the higher ups even say something, I don't believe that they're moving anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't believe
like they're moving.
I don't think they're moving. I think what they're going to do is they're going to go on the road a lot more.
Right.
I definitely believe that, but I don't think they're moving.
I think
I don't think it's in the way they're doing things and the way they recruit. We don't run a company, so it could still be true.
Right.
But the way they run things now, especially with their recruits, I don't think it's a good idea to have people train in Las Vegas.
Right.
Well, wouldn't it be smart to merge them though? Because UFC's up there.
Right. See, the thing is, people keep saying that TKO is the parent company of UFC, right? And WWE. But that doesn't mean that they have to partner everything together. You know what I'm saying?
But
Pepsi owns Pizza Hut and KFC and Taco Bell. That doesn't mean that everywhere I go, I need to see Pizza Hut with my tacos. But don't get me wrong. Just a second. Don't get me wrong. I have seen some. I don't know if I see them anymore. But there was a period of time I was seeing KFC and Taco Bell hybrids. I remember seeing that about 10 years ago, right? But I haven't seen it lately, and I hardly ever see Pizza Hut with it.
Right. And I think that's the same way with WWE, right? I think they want to go into the UFC territory to promote it because, TKO is running the show now. But at the same time, it's like, well, we have to kind of respect UFC to where, we have to get done with SummerSlam at 10 o'clock exactly so they, have their big pay-per-view show. I think they just did that with what was it? Bad Blood, I think it was. Yeah.
They can have cross promotion. They have had cross promotion. WWE superstars just go to UFC events all the time. Now you see a lot more UFC superstars going to WWE events. They are doing cross promotion, but they at the same time they still want everybody to know we're two separate companies, and they need to be. WWE is an entertainment-based company, and UFC is more sports-based, MMA-based. So I mean, there's still two different companies, but they acknowledge the fact they're owned by the same company. But no, I just don't. And once again, that's me, just my speculation. I don't run the company. I don't make that money. I wish I did. They could very well be going to Las Vegas, but I don't believe they're making that move. I just don't see it.
I haven't heard anything in a while on it. And honestly, I didn't really want to cover the story because no one said anything within TKO. No one said anything within WWE. It was a story. I did mention it, but I didn't say it was going to happen. And I still don't think it's going to happen, at least for maybe another couple of years or so.
It's years on. They just, at WWE actually just bought a lot of the buildings on the same street as the Performance Center. That's more for Benny. So,
and don't
what happened? They bought more buildings?
Yeah, they They had that one building that we always go to for NXT, but they actually bought the whole building, like on the whole strip, like leading to it, is all WWE now. And then the building to the side of it too.
It's so funny you say that because I noticed that, and I didn't know they bought it, but I noticed that when Pandemic was there, they had a lot of the garage doors up, and I think they keep a lot of their overflow props there because I saw a lot of SummerSlam and King of the Ring and a lot of that stuff there too. So maybe the warehouse they're having. Maybe they're going to X the warehouse and start going to small.
And that's also a possibility because they're actually trying to buy that whole street, but some people don't want to move.
Yep, they're trying to buy the whole street.
They want the whole section, and I mean you got to think about that. That's a small area because you've been there plenty of times. It's a small area, but there's still plenty of buildings there, and they're trying to buy all of them. But a lot of people don't want to sell. But when you think about it, I mean, I can see why they would try to buy all of it because, like, once again, it's a small area, but it's big enough for them, and then they don't have to worry about it. Because remember, we try to park there, and it kept getting stricter and stricter because those neighbors of theirs would complain, like, "Hey, your people are showing up here. It's not y'all parking lot." So that's why they're so strict about that now, and which is why we don't go every week like we used to. Also, when you think about it.
Well, the whole bus thing really sucks. I mean, you have to get there. You have to get there at a certain time. You have to wait for the bus, and if you're not there with the bus, they count. So then you can't get on it. It's a whole shammy.
Yeah, it is a whole sham. But we were talking about AEW. I don't know how we ended up talking about this the last 5 weeks.
You guys asked me about that.
So. No. It wasn't anybody's fault. We just, as a collective, we completely forgot we were just talking about AEW.
You guys were talking about New Hampshire.
We're just shooting the shits. Go ahead, Vinny. What's up?
Let's get back to the action. A lot of promos tonight. A lot of promos. Chris Statlander is doing a promo with was it Renee Paquette or was it Alex Marmez?
Chris Statlander was doing a promo with the remarkable Renee
Paquette.
Yeah.
And then
that's how I knew.
Champion's
That's how I
wife,
knew we were on
yeah.
track because Cap was backstage.
Champion.
But here's the funny thing about it. Renee Paquette asked her a question along the lines of, what do you think about Mercedes Moné thinking you're not going to win the TBS championship, a title you won before? And her answer was, well, I'm going to win the TBS championship. And then she walks off. I'm like, wow, that was your promo? That's what you got? That's all she said. And then she walks. And as soon as I saw Renee Paquette, I'm like, okay, something's about to happen. And then quicker than you can say Monday Night Raw, you hear this crash in the background. And now you see that they're already starting to split in the rift between Camille and Sasha Banks. Because she's like, oh, are you stupid or are you dumb? Oh, you should have waited there and you need to run over and commit murder. So Camille says, we're out there? Yeah, Sasha was like, go out there and commit murder. So she goes out there and commit murder. And I guess nobody's paid attention to Camille, got her ass up and came around there and starts beating Sasha's ass. And then as she's beating Sasha's ass, she slams the door in Camille's hand, but they try to set up so many times where you didn't know who was going to get hit with it. It was so forced and so fake. Then she picks up Sasha and she gently places her down like a baby on the chair because you can't hurt Sasha Banks because Sasha Banks will get you fired. Then, faster you can say Adam Pearce, here comes security from the back to break up everything. It looked like a Raw episode back there, but I wasn't a fan.
It was a bad segment. It was a bad segment.
I was not a fan of that segment at all.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Promo to, not Camille's promo, from Chris Stanley, who I'm a fan of, his promo to Camille and Sasha look like they're, and I saw it last week, but I was trying to ignore it, but looking like they're already about to break up makes no sense. And it was just poorly done. And you talk about Chris Jericho, Sasha, who's young, right? Because Chris Jericho is like 52, 53. Sasha Banks and Matt Maldonado Kelly verify the age I'm about to say. I think it's only 31 years old. Yeah, I think Sasha's only 31. Yeah, she's been in business for a while, but she's only 31 years old. And for her to go the way of Chris Jericho, to me, is ridiculous because I think right now she's hurting herself.
Yeah, and it's a real problem because I love, Sasha Banks. Like I'm always been on, the bandwagon. I think, 4 Horsewomen. I think she's one of the greatest Grand Slam champions of all time. But, even when I broke the news she was going to be in AEW, I'm like, this is not surprising that she's doing this route. She's trashing WWE a lot. And, she said she was surprised about Naomi staying with WWE and re-signing and all that. But now it seems like Tony Khan has nothing for her really except for slap a champion on her. And she's not really performing to the level she was performing in WWE.
Just a second. That's all Sasha Banks. That's why. Because in WWE, she had that backing and that
32, by the way.
Vince is like, she's 32. Vince told her, like, hey, this is going to fly. This is not going to fly. Let's go this direction. Let's not go in this direction. Put the stop. Tony Khan is not doing that with Sasha. Sasha says, hey, I want to come out today and I want to say that I'm going to be president of the United States. Tony's like, that sounds good. Go ahead and do it. She has complete creative control. Anything she wants to do, they let her do. And she admits that every single time. You're right, George. It's not good enough. And she missed it every single time that she gets an interview on a radio station or something. Oh, Tony loves me. He lets me do that. I can go shoot a rap video that no one will ever see. I can go shoot a rap video. And then I'm like, hey, Tony, I want to go into Dynamite. And he'll send me the jets because she feels like she's that big. She got into her head. She truly believes, hear me out, Vinny, because I know how you feel. She truly believes, man, she's the CEO. But I'm going to ask you this question, baby. And I call you baby because you're still wifey. You're still wifey. I'll call you CEO anytime you want. What are you the CEO of? Except for my heart.
I say AEW at this point because I feel like she's running the company more than Tony Khan is right now.
You're so cheesy. You're so cheesy.
She was in a show called what was it, Matt Maddox? What was the show called?
Mandalorian?
She was in a show called Mandalorian.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And everybody said, oh, she did great in that role, right? That's what I heard. And everybody's like, can't wait for her to come back in the next season. You know what happened? They didn't ask her back. Why don't you think they asked her back?
She's not in WWE.
No, it's not because she's not in WWE. They didn't ask her ass back because she probably was poor attitude backstage and they didn't want her back. That's just speculation. I bet you that's what happened. I bet you that's what happened.
I believe it.
In WWE.
What's going on, Charmaine?
Charmaine!
they said that the WWE, she was very toxic backstage.
I know she and
even
Alexa
her
Bliss
exit.
did not get along.
All right, well,
Right,
listen.
correct. Correct.
Listen, real quick before we get off track again, guys. We need to get the show on the road. Let's talk about the patriarchy coming out. The patriarchy
Patriarchy, say it right. My favorite.
Coming out and introducing their new member, Kip Sabian. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me be frank. Do you remember when we were going to the AEW tapings and we saw Kip Sabian with a bag over his head the whole time in the crowd going, who the hell is this guy? Chris?
Just a second. I saw him come out today, and I said, who the hell is this guy? Because every time I see Kip Sabian, I say, who the hell is this guy? I don't know what Christian sees in him where he's willing to take him under his wing backstage, but I've never seen out of Kip Sabian. I'm sorry, I haven't.
He's also 32 years old, by the way.
He could be 42 or 22. It doesn't matter. When you don't have it, you don't have it. And baby, you don't have it.
I think he's more of a commentator backstage from what I understood. I mean, I saw him a lot on the pre-show. I think he was on the what was it? The big London pay-per-view show that they had all in. Yeah. He was there on the commentary desk with them before. I feel like they use him more as a commentary, guy, and then that's normal. I mean, a lot of commentary, they write stories. I know, RJ, he writes a bunch of stories for AEW. Renee's wrote a couple stories for a couple of wrestlers in AEW. But yeah, Kip Sabian also wrote stories for AEW, as well. And now they're finally putting him into a role here. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but I don't know if it's the best choice out of new members, but I feel like Tony Khan, he wants to sign some new people, but their contracts are not up yet. So I feel like he had kind of no choice to, pull this move. That's kind of how I feel on it, honestly, but we'll see.
No, just a second. If you make, what's his Christian son's name?
Son. Oh, I gotta I'll Google it, and you guys keep talking.
No, he's also in the patriarchy.
No, I know. I just forget his name.
All right, Vinny, you watch the show.
He's not.
No, I watched the show too.
I don't know his name either.
See?
While he's looking up for that.
No, I'm making a point. What's his name? What's his name?
Googling it. Christian Cage. Let's get it.
Listen,
here,
while he's looking that up, let's talk about the clip that was rolled by Christian where he runs into Pac and Castagnoli.
Nick Wayne.
In the back.
Nick Wayne. Yes, Nick
that
Wayne.
Scrawny little twig
if
kid,
you
right?
make Nick Wayne look entertaining, then you are terrible. Kip Sabian, I'd rather see Nick Wayne on my screen doing cartwheels than look at you. So rethink about putting this guy in there. You can't tell me an AEW episode is good when already I have seen Chris Statlander and Camille struggle over a door. Adam Pearce come out with Monday Night Raw security. Sasha Banks acting like she's Queen Bee. Chris Statler bored me with one line after she was asked a 15-page question. This lady acted like she was kidnapped by an AEW wrestler. You can't do that and tell me this was a good episode of Dynamite.
No.
And you want to mention who? Who do you want to mention?
Huh?
You were talking about. You said you wanted to mention something.
Guys,
oh, well, no. What I was saying was, while Christian was in the ring, he rolled a clip when he was going backstage. He ran into Pac and Castagnoli. Did you remember seeing that?
Who?
Claudio Castagnoli.
Claudio Castagnoli. And
ran into who?
What?
Christian Cage was going backstage, and these two.
Oh yeah, that happened weeks ago. Yeah, he said that's why he brought Kip Sabian back.
But they were rolling the clip. That's why I brought him up.
Yeah.
Out pops a Hook, and Hook says, "Make it quick." And Christian Cage really did not have great words to say about his father. He said that he is a legend in the ring, but he would rather have him be dead. I really do think they take these things way too serious. Like they. Why? Why do I get that? Why do I get that, Chris?
I'm sorry. You mentioned Hook. You mentioned Hook, and it's like a knee-jerk reaction. I'm sorry. That's my fault. That's my fault. Okay.
Are you not a fan of Hook?
Say it again.
Are you not a fan of Hook?
Who's Hook?
Who's
Who's Hook?
I'm a fan of who?
Hook?
Who's Hook?
Hook.
I don't know Hook. Captain Hook?
He mentioned Hook. That's why I keep asking him Hook because he keeps falling asleep.
That's right. Yeah. Captain Hook.
All right. Well,
Hook,
anyways, Hook goes into the ring. He starts a fight with these guys. It didn't end too well. Did not end too well for these guys. Let's moving on.
You hear how? Hold on, Matt. Do you hear how Vinny just described that? He's like, it didn't fare too well. I don't know if he's talking about the segment or he's talking about himself having to watch it. Because you didn't sound happy to talk about that at all. You sound like, oh.
Well, I'm moving on because I don't feel like you want to talk about Hook.
No, if you want to talk about Hook, we can talk about Hook. If I'm just a guest. If you want to talk about Hook, we can talk about Hook. Who you want to talk about?
Well, no, I was just, I already said what I had to say. I mean, like
you said somebody you were entertained,
right? I mean,
just a second. All I want to know was Vinny entertained?
What that
Vinny was, Hook wasn't. I'll tell you that.
No, it wasn't.
Hook's not. No, absolutely not. It bores me every time.
No, because I feel like he tries to be his father so hard.
Yep.
But I think he's so skinny that it just doesn't work. Like it's
right. You don't body shame. No, seriously. He doesn't have charisma.
It's true.
He doesn't have charisma.
But
I agree with
his father, though. He really does.
I can't say he's too skinny. He's in better shape than Adam Cole, baby. He's in better shape than Javon Edwards.
Yeah, but wait,
he's a toothpick, but I think he's at least in shape. Yeah,
I'll give you he's in shape.
So I can give Hook a pass a little bit because he is in pretty good shape. He is a little bit lean, so I can give him a pass. I can see him beating people. He's actually very strong, but he's boring as hell.
So Hook is 25 years old.
Yeah, Hook is very short, young. Hook's a young guy.
Let's move on. Alex Marvez. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. Is backstage with Don Callis to do a promo, and up walks this big bodyguard looking guy.
35, wow.
With a box and a note. I'm sorry, a box and an envelope. We know what's in the envelope. And he plays a message from MJF. So now we know the connection with the promo earlier with you need to pay somebody a visit. MJF is getting the services of the Don Callis family to take care of who.
But you couldn't remember his name. Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole.
No, I know.
You said it 2 seconds ago.
That's why I said, who? I wanted you to say Adam Cole.
The thing is,
35.
I didn't see the segment because I was trying to watch NXT at the same time, and it's one of the times I turn to NXT.
Understandable.
But I guess that's why Takesha's fighting Adam Cole. And it makes more sense to me in the end because I was watching it and when the beatdown happened, not to try to skip, but I am. And Adam Cole came out, I was like, well, what the fuck is Adam Cole about? And then I heard him mention that he was fighting Takesha. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Right.
Let's talk about the Don Callis family, though. Takesha's their international champion now, I think. You think he's the international champion. You think he'll be the golden boy, but instead they're focusing on Kyle Fletcher. And I just want to know your opinion, Vinny. Do you think Kyle Fletcher is good?
Do I think Kyle Fletcher is good?
Yeah.
Is this what you're trying to tell me what Kyle Fletcher is like?
What are you talking about? That's Kyle Fletcher right there.
That's from Toy Story.
No. I looked up. No. I don't know anything about Toy Story. I haven't watched it. I looked up Kyle Fletcher.
You're full of shit.
Because I wanted pictures. I wanted to visualize how I would describe Kyle Fletcher. So I looked up on Google, and that came up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a little weird. It is a little weird with Kyle Fletcher cutting his hair. I'm used to his hair being long. So it took when I was watching the match, it took me a minute to figure out who it was, and then I was like, oh, that's right. Last week he cut his hair. I get it.
He's just a weird dude, but you know what? Everybody seems to like him, and honestly, he's over with people.
Whoa.
I don't under.
Over with who?
Apparently, the New Hampshire crowd, because they were actually cheering for him during the match. I actually was like, what's that cheering? I'm like, I turn over to my laptop because I'm watching NXT on my TV, and I'm like, oh, apparently, this dude's in the ring with
Well, maybe I
what's
need to
his
turn my
name?
TV
There
up
you
because
go.
I didn't hear what you heard.
Oh.
Okay. All I know is, and he's the subject I want to talk about because they are really pushing him hard, right? So you mean to tell me Kyle Fletcher, right?
Yeah.
It's over.
Over in New Hampshire. I'm not going to say
Oh,
over
hold
for
on.
everybody.
Only in New Hampshire. Oh,
Correct,
Sid is
correct,
only over
correct,
in New Hampshire.
Correct. That's what it seems like. Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get a fact straight.
So
Sid,
this is Kyle Fletcher in New Hampshire. This is Kyle Fletcher everywhere else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Makes
No,
sense.
he's boring. And the only reason how he's getting pushed, listen to me, and I don't care what that says. This is my opinion. I think he's only getting pushed because he's friends with Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay requested it. There are certain people in AEW who have a lot of pull.
Power, yep.
WWE also, but AEW is ridiculous.
There you go.
Because they can go to Tony Khan and pull down his fast.
Here's your
Kyle Fletcher.
Here goes Cap. Here goes Cap. Here goes Cap. Well, Kyle Fletcher doesn't look like he's eating now because he looks like he's actually throwing up a lot of his food because he looks like a cancer patient. Look, I'm saying
maybe the future of Rampage or Collision, but I don't see him the future of Dynamite anytime.
The future of OVW right there is Kyle Fletcher.
Let's move on from this match coming up. I was very disappointed in this match. I was looking forward to it, but
You weren't happy to see Ricochet?
After 2 years of being absent from the ring, Penelope Ford made a return. Penelope Ford
was there?
Yeah, she made a return.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, she made. Look at that face!
See,
look at that glow in the dark, Chris.
Where's Penelope Ford at? I swear I did not know she was there. What did she do?
She took on Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Who was that?
That was right after the Don Callis promo.
Yep.
How quick was that match?
It was almost 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, maybe.
Not lying like hell. It was no
Look it up.
It was a quick match, and I'm gonna tell you this: Penelope Ford looked really good. Like coming back,
Yeah.
It didn't look like she missed a beat, but
She
for some
beat
odd
Jamie
reason,
Hayter? She beat Jamie Hayter?
No, Jamie Hayter beat her.
Yeah. Yeah, they Jamie Hayter.
But I just don't understand that. Like you bring back Penelope Ford, it's been gone for 2 years, and you make Jamie Hayter. And Penelope Ford was winning the match the whole time.
Right.
So it just confused me. It really did. I just don't understand why they do stupid stuff like this. Like
I do.
You do what do you think? Because she needs to win?
No, because they're pushing Jamie Hayter right now. Jamie Hayter just came back from injury, and they want her.
She came back at All In.
Well, I know. She came back.
You know how long ago that was?
AEW. 2-3 months ago. I need to
okay.
count.
So
yeah,
again, let me ask you a question:
3 months ago.
why does she need to win if she's been back for 3 months?
Because Tony Khan micromanages his company. Once again, I've been saying this for weeks, guys. I mean, he micromanages his company. You see, just said it like 10 minutes ago. He does this all the time. A lot of wrestlers have pull, and because Saraya is friends with her, they have this pull to where, she gets these big time matches. Same thing with Toni Storm. She's great friends with Toni Storm. We know this, and that's where they're gonna push. They're gonna push her and Toni Storm against each other eventually in Australia. I think that's going to happen most likely.
I can't believe AEW had this match and I missed it.
You were watching.
there's always YouTube.
ECW Arena with NXT. There. Bubba Ray Dudley's fat ass falling off the top rope. That's what you were watching.
Whoa.
Hey, you know what? It was more entertaining than watching Kyle Fletcher.
I think anything's more entertaining.
Can I ask you guys a question though? This new girl coming in, she kind of looks like Asuka. Does anybody know this girl? Mina is coming to AEW. Mina.
Yeah, I think she's from that. Yeah, I think she's from that Stardom. I could be wrong. I have
never seen her before, but they showed a promo of her coming to AEW. I've never seen her in my life.
I've never seen her before either, but NXT has about 2 or 3 women that just came from the Indies, and we'll see how they've been doing pretty well. And I reserve judgment for Mina when I see her. Let me put it this way: the women's division can't get worse. So,
yeah.
Guys, let's get into the main event. We are moments away from the main event, which we got a huge main event with a certain somebody made a return to the ring, and I haven't seen.
Did you just say huge main event and describe this AEW Dynamite?
I haven't seen this guy since Jacksonville when I saw him against John Moxley.
So you did say huge main event.
I did say huge main event.
And Kyle Fletcher was in this main event.
It was Kyle Fletcher.
And Takeshita, who's good, but hasn't been utilized really since he won the international championship. Makes absolutely no sense.
Taking on Ricochet and Will Hobbs.
Ricochet. There's the big name. My bad. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ricochet. And who else?
And Will Hobbs.
Powerhouse Hobbs came back.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Hey, how did the fans of New Hampshire react to Powerhouse Hobbs?
They were very. He got a good pop.
He got a decent pop. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what though? Powerhouse Hobbs always gets a pop because he's big name. So even when I saw him twice, I went to Newark twice.
What do you think is going to happen with him?
I think he's going to the top.
I think he's going to the Hurt Syndicate.
I think he's going to the moon.
He's going to the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
MVP's already gave him this card.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Let me tell you something. When MVP sees somebody, you get two cards. Yep. One, you get a black card. The other, get his business card. It's going to be both of those cards. And how Powerhouse Hobbs already has his black card. So he's going to get thing, and that's why you have him with Ricochet.
That's going to be a powerful faction, and in the AEW
I really enjoyed this match.
Sure,
I really
that
did.
Hurt Syndicate.
I thought this match was really good.
They do.
I thought Ricochet and Hobbs really worked well together. And, I think it's probably the best match of the night. I really do.
Ricochet seems so much happier right now in AEW. No. They give him a microphone. They let him dance. You know what I'm saying? Where WWE says, stop doing that clown shit. AEW says, here, go ahead. Here's your nose. And he's happy with it. So, good for him.
Well, maybe that's
this ending was chaotic. This ending was stupid.
Well, I mean, the ending wasn't good. I mean, you had Lance Archer, and you had Brian Cage, and you had Will Ospreay. Who else am I missing? Adam Cole. This was the dumbest thing. Adam Cole came out and immediately got attacked by Kyle Fletcher. Or no, was it Kyle Fletcher or was it Takeshita?
It's Takeshita because that's who had the match.
And they both disappeared real quick. So it was like, why even bring them out if you're just gonna bring them right back in? And Sid did make an appearance. Sid was there from Toy Story. He was in the ring as well. So the ending was a little chaotic. It was, but the match was good. I mean, Ricochet and Hobbs pick up the victory, but it was a good match. It went back and forth, but I really do think that the action in this match was a lot better than some of the stuff they gave us the whole night.
I wasn't impressed with it, but hey, that's Dynamite. When we come back, we're going to talk about our final thoughts when it comes to AEW Dynamite. After we talk a little Mad Dog Kelly news, who's coming up next. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Triple H at
Previously
7
on the Mike Knox show.
And I'm a Triple H mark. He cracks my top 5 personal list. He's not a top 7 of all time. He just is not, right? Because you're going to put Stone Cold, you're going to put HH, you're going to put Rock, you're going to put Cena, you're going to put Roman Reigns, you're going to put Undertaker. I'm putting Shawn Michaels above him, and I think that's where they had that flip flop. But again, hey, that's your list. You're entitled to that bullshit. Be my guest. Keep the bullshit where it is.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
He is in a building that holds 17,000 people, and it's barely 2,000 people. He made a mistake. And every fan that want to stick up in the Jobber Tears group, and you can text me, tag me at Mike Knox, I don't give a fuck. Okay? That says some shit like, she can do what they want to do. No one gets it. I didn't get in this business to be Joe Blow's podcast. I got in this business to say, Stephen A. Smith, suck my D. I got in this business to say, Dan Patrick, get to the back of the line. I got in this business to say, Jim Rome, it's my turn now. No one goes to professional wrestling saying, I want to go to Ring of Honor.
Stop it. Get some help.
They want to go to WrestleMania. Well, she asked for a bigger role in the company, and they didn't give it to her, so she quit.
When you're right. I wish you when you're right. If I'm making a decent amount of money doing something I'm good at, and they see that I'm good at it, what I'm gonna stay here and then find a way to do what I want to do on the side. And now if what I want to do on the side starts to take over, then yeah, that's when I leave.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. Other YouTube or Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to say it. Lose.
Hold on here. Is it the barbershop? Is it the barbershop? Yes, it's the barbershop.
Hey guys, what's up? Well, since I've been here, I don't have to say that tonight. Real quick, I just want to give my thoughts on the main event. I thought it was pretty good. Ricochet is having the time of his life in AEW and is much happier, in my opinion. And Powerhouse Hobbs, once again, did not skip a beat. He looks incredible. And once again, as you guys mentioned, as EC mentioned, he's probably going to join the okay, I didn't know. Fine, okay. Anyway, right. PW Insider said that WWE is already preparing for the New Day celebration of the upcoming episode of Raw, and they're filming material at the new headquarters in Connecticut, by the way. So we're actually going to see some of the new headquarters finally. Kind of excited for this. AEW, speaking of AEW, we were talking about it all night, right? AEW has filed a new trademark, and this could be the new show. This could be something else. This could be a pay-per-view even. Parade of Champions. So this could be a new pay-per-view. This could be a new show. Remember, there's a rumor going on about this Fox deal with Shockwave being a new show and them taking off Collision because TNT doesn't want, Collision on Saturday nights because nobody watches that. Everyone watches college football.
Parade of Champions. Isn't that something like along the lines of Battle of the Belts?
I think so, right? I think they're going to want to either change Battle of the Belts or maybe have its own pay-per-view because let's face it, AEW, they got some great pay-per-views on the card. They got a lot, and they got a lot lined up next year. But AEW can also throw this pay-per-view kind of like what WWE did with Clash of Champions or Night of Champions now or whatever they're calling their champion.
Like every other month.
Right.
Crazy.
So
more AEW for you.
Right. So the fact that they want to do or they filed for this Parade of Champions could be maybe a pay-per-view. Instead, get rid of the Battle of the Belts and just do one big pay-per-view with a bunch of champions, kind of like what WWE also does, kind of another rip-off idea. But let's face it, both companies rip off each other. It's 2024. Of course that's going to happen. WWE has not decided if they want to break the roster up for, this whole Raw on Netflix kind of a deal. They're like, well, we don't know exactly if there's going to be a brand split or not. They didn't tell talent that. So I'm going to have to keep my eye out.
The brand is already split. What are you talking about?
Well, they said they might do another draft. And if they do another draft, then, they're going to split the brand again. But we do know that the company does hope for CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes to be all together on Monday Night Raw.
Cap. I'm calling Cap. I think that I read that rumor. That's so stupid. Mm-hmm. You mean to tell me you think Netflix has enough pull that they went to WWE and they said, hey, I want the 3 biggest money-making stars, not named Jey Uso, on my show.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what basis does Netflix have to make that deal?
Netflix makes a lot of money. And they're paying a lot of money to get WWE. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of money involved in this.
Oh, just a second. NBC doesn't pay WWE a lot of money for SmackDown?
They do, but it's not as much as what Netflix is willing to pay. I mean, they're getting John Cena on their first show. I mean, they're getting the greatest of all time on the first show of Netflix on
They're
Raw.
doing that because
it's crazy.
It's a new network. Anytime they get on a new network, they always try to put something to make it big. But do I see? And I think John Cena will be on Raw and Netflix.
Man. I mean, he's like the Tom Brady of wrestling.
I don't see Raw getting John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and who's the other one?
Cody Rhodes.
I just don't see it happening. There's no way in hell. WWE would laugh in their face if they said that shit. But I don't think Netflix has the balls there because NBC is definitely shelling out money. Don't forget that NBC is paid for SmackDown. NBC has Peacock, which does their PLEs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense for them to be totally screwed.
But remember, that deal is up in 2026. In 2 years, that deal with the PLEs is up, and Netflix is actually looking to jump on that bandwagon, and so is Amazon. Amazon wants a piece of the money now, too. They want
if Amazon does it,
and now
what's to stop Amazon from saying, what's to stop after if everybody went over to Raw, what's to stop Amazon from saying, hey, guys, I want CM Punk. I want Cody Rhodes. I want Roman Reigns too. Oh no, it's not going to happen. It's definitely going to be split. Both companies are paying billions of dollars for WWE, and they're going to continue to do like they did with Fox and NBC. I call cap on that rumor. I think that rumor is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Okay. Anyway, the next report I have here is everybody's favorite tag team.
That time you saw Roman Reigns on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
He does not want to work Mondays.
Right. I mean, he used to. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
He's been on SmackDown since 2019.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Since 2019, he's appeared in less than 10 Raws since then. Even when he was the champion, he was supposed to appear on both shows. He appeared on a few shows on Monday. You won't know why? Roman doesn't want to work Mondays. Roman barely wants to work Fridays. Right? He wants to be at home with his family most of the time, but he shows up because he wants that money. They have the same storyline on Raw and SmackDown right now. But you know who shows up to both Raw and SmackDown? The Usos. Just like before. Yes. You know what did Jay say to Sammy? Show up on Friday so we can talk to Roman.
Yeah.
He ain't going to Raw. And they're not doing a draft 2 months before SmackDown.
Right.
Stupid. I'm sorry. I'm calling cap on that.
Yeah. Like I said, everybody's favorite tag teams are actually on a hiatus. And I'm not sure for how long. They're called the Young Bucks, as you guys know. They used to be the former tag team champions. So they gave the belts up.
Vinny, you hear this?
I mean, I'm listening.
He said everybody's favorite tag team.
Yeah, you guys like the Young Bucks, right? I know. I'm not a fan of
the Young Bucks, and I'm glad you're off my
greatest EVPs of our generation, obviously, of course. Up there with the greats like the Usos and the Hardys,
hush your mouth,
Cajun Edge,
Cajun
anyway.
FDR, Edge and Christian. We call them Cajun Edge. You know why?
Yes,
you say
of
Cajun
course.
Edge? You know why I said? Because they don't really exist. They don't really exist, and that's the only tag team the Young Bucks are better.
What are you talking about? The Young Bucks are a tag team. And they're the greatest EVPs in AEW history. I mean, anyway, speaking of who's somebody who's friends with those guys, actually Kenny Omega. Apparently, according to this new report, he's actually going to be coming back soon, and I really think he might fight the Young Bucks. They're playing that off. I'm really excited for this because, like I said, Kenny Omega comes back, gets hurt again, then he comes back again, then he gets hurt again, and now they're saying, well, he's actually better now, and he's going to hopefully show up soon, and he might tag team again with oh God, who was it? It was his partner. I think it was Ibushi. I think it was I think it was Kota Ibushi. I think they're gonna do a match with that. But they also have another idea where he gets a match against Okada for the Intercontinental or whatever championship. Yeah, Continental. Remember, I'm getting it all confused because just too many belts to remember. But yeah, so they have a couple things lined up for Omega, and I'm excited for that. Anyway, Seth Rollins, this is huge. Seth Rollins says he's at the end of his career. Apparently, he went on a podcast the other day and he said it's winding down. He said it might be the end is beginning. He said he didn't say he's done yet. But it's looking a lot closer that the, former Monday Night Messiah, the great Seth Rollins, Monday Night Rollins might be coming to an end soon. Not sure when, but he didn't say. Anyway, the next one I have here is this one's a big one. Dustin Rhodes, the brother of Cody. Right now, he has no contract with AEW. He has not wrestled since September. I find this story very interesting because they're trying to negotiate a deal But I feel like also he might want to go back to WWE now because his brother Cody Rhodes is, champion, universal undisputed, champion of the world, heavyweight, whatever you want to call it. So I really do believe that something's going to happen. Now, remember, they're trying to work out a new deal with Dustin Rhodes because the Nightmare Factory still trains a lot of AEW recruits. But same time, I feel like he wants to go, help his brother maybe over WWE, maybe mentor NXT. But we'll see what happens with them. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Real quick. Mark my word. If Cody Rhodes comes back, he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
If Goldust comes back,
I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dustin comes back, he's going to be inducted as Goldust.
That's the only reason he should go back. Honestly speaking, even though he's still pretty good in the ring, it's time for him to retire as well. And I feel like he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just as much as anybody. And I completely agree with Vinny. I feel like if he goes back, it's just for a Hall of Fame induction. Personally, I will talk to Triple H and I'll say, I really would like to get inducted, but I would like to finish my career in the AEW because he's not finishing his career in WWE like that.
No.
So if he can work that out, I think they should do that because he.
Do you think there's any chance that Goldust would come back?
But he's pat. In this day and age, Goldust doesn't work. And what I mean by that is, what is he going to do? He's not beating Braun Breaker. He's not beating Cody Rhodes. He's not beating Gunther. He's not beating who's the United States champion right now? I can't remember the United States champion.
LA Knight, right?
He's not beating any of these guys, or he's coming close to beating any of these guys. He's going to have one-off matches, kind of like he's doing on AEW. But on AEW, he does a lot of that mostly to train other wrestlers. They have a system. So unless he's come back to be a producer, there's no reason for him to come back.
Right. No, I kind of agree with both of you here. And I could see him going over back to WWE to go into the Hall of Fame. And that's very enticing. And remember, they did this with Jericho a couple of years ago. Remember, there was a lot of bribing like a year ago or two. Jericho said it on his show. He was like, he goes, they tried to entice me with Hall of Fame run, and I told them no, and I re-signed for AEW for like another 8 years or whatever the contract was. It was a very long time.
Yeah, because he still wants to wrestle. He still wants to have creative control of that stuff that he does. But realistically speaking, just like Vinny said earlier, your career is up, bro. We'll give you a Royal Rumble appearance where you come out, a special surprise, break the walls down, and then we'll even let you play Judas right after that. But people really want to hear break the walls down one more time.
Right.
You have your Hall of Fame, but Jericho's ego, and I blame Tony for that. Tony let a lot of these people feel like they're bigger than what they are. Not saying Jericho's not big.
He's got a lot of backstage.
Can I ask you guys, what is all right, two-part question. What was the last match that Chris Jericho wrestled in WWE? And what was the last match that he wrestled at WrestleMania?
Kevin Owens for WWE and actually it was Kevin Owens, I think AJ Styles, a triple threat match on the SmackDown. Yep. And then as far as WrestleMania, it was against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 33.
Yep.
So he wrestled Kevin Owens twice. And that was his last match on SmackDown?
Correct.
Yep. Even I know that, yeah. Yeah, that's true. And his last match in AEW was just like a couple weeks ago, and I think he was just in the. Well, yeah, of course tonight, but couple week. I think he was on pay-per-view. Like what was it last month?
He won the Ring of Honor World Title.
Yeah. He was on pay-per-view though, right?
He was on pay-per-view. He lost the match for the Ring of Honor World Title.
Right. And then he just won it. Right. Yeah. But I think Jericho and Dustin both deserve the Hall of Fame bout. It's just, Jericho, like you guys said, he has a huge ego. He wants to stay in AEW. He's getting paid big money there. Tony Khan's putting up huge money for Sasha.
He's getting paid big money. He feels like he's bigger and he can make everybody bigger. He feels like everybody. The Learning Tree gimmick is play on what he really believes. He believes that everybody that's under him, he elevates.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, when you think about it, mostly everybody that was in the inner circle is gone or barely thought of anymore. And then the same thing can happen, you can say, with the second faction, the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah. And apparently nobody got along with him in that. I believe Santana and Ortiz, I think I said both names, or I hope I did. They said that they really did not see eye to eye with Chris, and that's why they kind of left the company or doing the indies now. You haven't really seen them in AEW because now they're back on the indie circuit doing that. And apparently, I think it was Ortiz just said at a convention because somebody, interviewed him, whatever, said, yeah, man. He goes, we're doing great on the indies. He goes, we don't really need AEW right now. And he had a lot of problems with Jericho because Jericho is such a big head. Like I said, big fan of Jericho. It's just he really needs to, how can I say this? Become more of a, I think it's more of a backstage kind of a role, right? You think,
right. And he'll be good at that
for a while. And
he wants to be out there. He wants to be
right, and he wants to be out there, and Tony's letting him because he's getting paid huge money. It's just like Mercedes or Cole or MJF. I mean, huge money, huge ego.
What else you have?
Right, real quick here. I just wanted to pull up. Speaking of ROH title, True TV is in the running apparently for the TV deal. It's a rumor going around. A couple sources have said it. True TV, maybe. I don't know. Remember, they have their own little streaming platform. Apparently, it's not working out, so they might want to bring it to TV. The question is, who's going to watch Ring of Honor? I'm not. I know that. So, anyway, the other one here, the last one I have here is actually Mike Knox kind of broke the story, but I do want to follow up on it. Apparently, people inside WWE said that they gave her, Samantha Irvin gave them a heads up like 2 weeks before she left the company. But then again, Samantha Irvin goes online and said, well, WWE did not want me to do anything when I wanted to push more. And I kind of believe this, right? And I do believe that WWE.
I don't believe that she gave them a 2 week notice.
That's what they say. That's what WWE says. Now, as for what Samantha said online, I gave them a week's notice. And everybody was shocked about it. Now, WWE's come back saying it was actually 2 weeks. So it's very
It doesn't matter. The bottom line is Samantha Irvin, she left. I love Samantha Irvin. I had a crush on her for the longest time. I still do. I'm sick of her at this point. To say it like that. I'm really sick of hearing talking about her. She was good. Yeah. She created impact. She changed the game, in my opinion. Beautiful woman, beautiful voice. But
she just sang the national anthem like a week ago. It's crazy, man.
She's sang it out of bad blood. I've seen her acting.
No,
I've seen her evolve her storylines. She didn't have a future as a manager or a general manager. She was fine where she was at. Yep. And WWE made the right call in my decision by not making her.
Really?
But she 100%. She wasn't it.
I don't know, man. I mean,
but I still think there's more to the story, and I think it has a lot to do with Ricochet. Despite what she says and despite what he says, I think it has a lot to do with Ricochet. I think she was expressing some things that she wanted to do. The WWE was kind of like not having it, and Ricochet got in her ear to try to convince her to leave. So
right, and it's also the same thing with a lot of them, right? This is just a trend, and this is just I want to bring this up. I know Vince is bored over there on his phone, scrolling, looking up pictures of Samantha Irvin, but you can do that after the show. Anyway, right? Besides that, though, this is a trend within the they leave WWE. Renee did it. The great Renee Burkett. Everybody loves her. She left WWE during the COVID era, and then she followed Jon Moxley right over. Now she's the lead. What is it? I guess commentator, announcer, whatever. I mean, she's more on AEW than her husband is, and her husband's the world champion of the company right now, right?
Okay, hold on, just a second. I can't say she's more over than Jon Moxley. Let's not go that far.
I mean,
actually, I think
she's on TV a lot.
She's on TV a lot because they're paying her hundreds of thousands.
Way she's on TV a lot. Okay,
way too much.
I say a little more than her husband.
What am I in the Twilight Zone or something? Like you are repeating everything. Look, I understand that she's in she's on TV a lot. She gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Her contract is actually very lucrative, but she doesn't do anything, right? I can't say that she's more over than Jon Moxley. I can't say it. And in my opinion, and it's not me hating on AEW, I feel like she's taking a step down by being in the whackness. I really do. I don't feel like she's as entertaining, as interesting. I feel like she's just there. I feel like she just goes through the motions. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. But like I said, even though she's on TV a lot, if you really look at her body language and how she talks, I feel like she's just doing what she's supposed to do. When she was in WWE, she was not just a backstage interviewer. She used to do a lot more. She used to be a lot more. No, that's not the only
interview. They have Mark. They have the other guy who's not.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that she doesn't do as much as y'all think. They give her the microphone just to say a line, and her segment she had with Chris Statlander is pretty much how most of her segments are. It's just uneventful. My personal opinion.
Right. And it's just just going on this trend. They leave WWE to go to AEW because that's where their spouse is, or that's where this is. I mean, it's kind of, isn't it kind of strange, right? Adam Cole, baby. We were just talking about Cole tonight, right? Britt Baker, she was in AEW. She is in AEW, right? It's weird that he followed her over. I've been reporting it for months. Now they're not together no more, obviously, and we know that, but they were, and he followed her. He followed her over to AEW, and now look, he's in this huge feud again with MJF and back in the main roster, and so I mean, a lot of spouses go over to AEW. I personally believe Samantha Irving will go to AEW at some point. Not now. Too much heat, too much backlash on her going there, but at some point, I do see it. Yeah.
If they offer her money and they offer a check and they're matching WWE salary with a lower amount of time, and she's able to do more national anthems and everything else she wants to do, I completely understand why she go to AEW. Now, granted, she's too big for the whackness, in my opinion, right? And I feel like it hurts her in the long run because I feel like she changed the game. I really do. But I understand why she would go to the whackness. They're actually probably going to pay her more than WWE. Go ahead and go to the whackness. I'm sorry for you, but go ahead and go to the whackness.
I kind of agree because
at the same time, they might have her do what she wants to do, right? And that's be a role of a manager or something. And all I will remind you is there was one point in time where Brandy Rhodes tried to do stuff in AEW, and we saw how well that worked. Not everybody is cut out for this kid.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And Tony Khan, he'll keep writing them checks.
I hope so.
And he writes a lot of money because he gets a lot of money from his father to run AEW.
Hold on, just a second.
So,
that's not true.
You really
he doesn't
don't
get a lot of money.
money?
No, he doesn't get a lot of money to run from his father. Tony Khan is a billionaire himself. Also, his father is worth $9 billion. He's worth like 4.3 himself. Tony Khan has a lot of money. He doesn't need to go to Papa. He has this infinite amount of his company has not been successful in 5 years. They're just going to start making a profit for the first time this year. He just signs because it's a pet project. And Lord knows I wish I had enough money to have a whole fucking wrestling company be my pet project. More power to you, Tony.
I mean, he likes to write them checks. If it's his money or his father's money, no matter what, he writes them checks, and they're huge. Sasha Banks, huge paycheck. Jericho, huge paycheck. Adam Cole, MJF. These are just big numbers that I can't even get because they're not going to release them. They're not going to release these numbers, and it's just crazy.
What other news do you have? Because we lost Vince. Vince like, it was my bedtime.
Yeah. The other thing I have here is the Wrestle Kingdom actually is coming up. Apparently, Zack Sabre Jr. is going to defend the IWGP World Heavyweight title against, if I say it wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm not big in New Japan. Shota Unamo or something like that. I think he's a New Japan pro wrestler.
I thought he was supposed to wrestle Ricochet.
There is a rumor going around as well. Ricochet might be.
They showed a whole thing of it. He's supposed to be wrestling Ricochet.
Ricochet
attacked him. Ricochet apparently is a heel there, but a babyface here.
Right.
Personally, I think Ricochet should turn heel in the AEW too. I think it might actually boost his career.
Right. But I did hear that. I feel like I hate him. That's what they're that's going to be the main event. So I don't know if they're going to do Ricochet before this or after this, but Ricochet's not in that slot. It's going to be that New Japan guy I just named. So,
all right, well, either way, I won't be watching it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us here. Even though we had a little bit of hiccups for the fact we had a part 2 after a part 1. But thank you for Cactus Katie. Thank you for Venomous Vincent. Thank you for Mad Dog Kelly for being here. We appreciate that. We'll see you next week for AEW. Please join us tomorrow for the top 5. Actually, we're doing top 5 AEW champions of all time. Looking forward to that. As you know, there is something for everybody here. As we have, oh wow, I hate when I can't find it. Anyway, every single Monday we have the Monday Night Raw crew immediately after Monday night. And, of course, Mike Knott starts off the week at 6 o'clock p.m. with the Mike Knott Show. Tuesday, Bad Guy Jack and Wrestling Doll with NXT. Wednesday, AEW Dynamite. Thursday, Top 5 Draft Specials we do. And Friday going into Saturday, actually, on Saturday, 12 o'clock, it's a SmackDown Penitentiary with Dice and Vic DeMarc Rodriguez. Also join our crew on the Unpopular Review Entertainment as we have episodes every Tuesday and every Thursday, along with a couple of episodes on Monday and Wednesday for the trio, and the challenge on Wednesdays. Looking forward to that. Watch and pay attention and subscribe to the Unofficial Camera Woman, as well as the Big Pop Theory podcast. Great things there. Vincent LaSpada Show. See the Superior YouTube show. A lot of things we have going forward here on Unpopular Review. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, for these guys, I'm the Executive Consultant, and we'll see you right here next time on Unpopular Review. Good night, everybody. Good morning.
Bye, guys.